Hello, everyone. At this point, let me say hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Second Touch, where we engender to inspired. Tonight, first, let's look at we're just reaching out to you to save the date and make a date with us for the 18th of October to celebrate Legacy of Strength. Look at men and women, especially women, who are making a difference in our world as people, as a community, as a nation, and as a word. Okay. That said, let me reset this. I'm gonna go ahead and place Quincy B. This life no balance, especially in Liberia. I have absolutely no um, copyright to this music. I love it and I'm playing it for awareness purposes. All right. So let's do as we get ready for the show. Doc will be here quickly and then we will do our formal opening when she gets here. All right, quickly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Say, eh. Day and break. Everybody on the hustle. Some people know like peace. They want some trouble. Crime rates on the increase. The government can protect the people. Hold up. No justice for the poor. Yeah. Love the way we're living. We're treating one another unfair. Unfair. Love the way we're living. We're treating one another unfair. Yeah. What's the hope for the future? What's the hope for the future? What's the hope for the future? The hope for the future. Yeah. We have everything in abundance, but we die and rot and breed. We pray, asking the Lord for another Moses.
Now, that music, that music is as true as it can be today. That is here. Okay. That music is as current as anything can be. And work on that. And I'm just going to let my thoughts and you can come in. The thing is, that music was made almost 10 years ago, and that young man had long passed away. Okay. So if we are retrospecting and saying to ourselves, it is only now that we're experiencing this, that music come all the way from almost 10 years ago. All right. And it's so current today. It reflects today reality. Now we're back. Doc is here. As I started, when she gets there, we're gonna do welcome you, and have a conversation with you today. Doc.
Yes, I'm sorry I'm a little bit late, and thank you for holding the floor
Mm-hmm.
until I got here. Just want to welcome all of you who are joining us. As I've always tell you that this is the place where you're going to get a different view of how the training situations in the world are going, whether it's in Liberia or on this end of the world. That's what you're going to get from both of us. We've been doing this for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy to be here today. And I hope that from your end, um, that today is a good day for you. Thank God that I'm alive, and that's all we can do at this point. So we're going to just talk to you about a couple of things and hope that we can get to all of the issues that we have on the agenda. If we're done, there's always another Sunday. We pray God that He will hold
Yeah.
us until the next Sunday.
Right.
For, and or If I'm not here, Yesenia will. If she Yesenia will not is not here, um, I will.
She
Uh,
was. Yes.
yes. So I just want to start by, Yesenia, what's on your mind? Any trendy issue?
Um, the trending issue today for me is, before we go into this, I know there's a lot of writing going on about the sale of passport. I if to say there's no justification, as if to say it's a new thing, right? The issue of passport goes back all the way. We're gonna take Taylor out of it because Taylor government was not a normal government. Okay. But all the way back to the UP, the first UP led government. Because UP stand from the 1980s. In fact, UP, most of the young people who are running up and down do not understand. UP is the party of Gabriel Pole, Anthony Cassidy, uh, what do you call it? Jackson Fiado. So if you see the chicken on the UP, it comes from Jackson Fiado, part of party. So you're going to do, it was initially called a grand correlation. That's what it was. Um, what we learned is allegedly the one in 1985 and the election was stolen. Now, fast forward, they had an opportunity to come and lead after Taylor was taken out. And I like to start, that's what on my mind. We're going to talk about the happening in Liberia. We're going to retrospect a little bit, but if at all we can get to it later, I like to talk about, I'm not sure if you heard about the young lady who went to EAW hospital to deliver. Actually, she did not go to deliver. She went for just a usual pregnancy visit.
Mm-hmm.
And she was told she was past due. And she told the doctor, my last pregnancy, I will pass due. I'm going to wait for the last time.
Mm-hmm.
And the nurses or the doctor told her they needed to induce her. And
That's
she said, really, she didn't want to do it. Her spouse said no. But she thought, oh, Sandy says so and so. So they induced her, they tried to induce her. But almost 12 hours later, she had not dilated. And they decided they would do cesarean section. And then she came to find out she's no kidney. Her kidney were not functioning. Her liver is literally going. Her uterus is gone. A wound is taken out. And they gave her 8 rounds of transfusion in how many days? And she believes she's dying, but she needs an answer, even if she's going to die. And a lot of people have been collecting money on. I'm asking, kudos to those who are collecting money, but the picture is bigger than collecting money. Some of us have been collecting money for years. And we're gonna go back to that. So let's go to what we got on the table. But that is the story today for me. The passport issue, the corruption issue, and the diplomatic imposture that have been. So that's what on my mind today.
Yes. Thank you, Cindy, for discussing that woman's issue. It is so sad
Mhm.
that a woman in Liberia today that simply went for a checkup, ended up losing her uterus and is put on dialysis. So
Mhm.
again, I want to thank all of you who are supporting her financially. We are, bringing this to your awareness so that we can learn to hold other people accountable. There's an
Mhm.
accountability issue added to the story. This is not the first one, and if
Mhm.
we stand tall, she probably will not be the last person that
Exactly.
our practice involvement occurred. So we need to study it more. We'll continue to bring you the information. So if you
Mhm.
just join us, we ask you to please share the show.
Thank you.
Please go and grab your phone, share the show. We know that a lot of people like to listen to us late at night before the sleep.
After Doc, did you notice, Sarah? I'm not interrupting. We
Yes,
finished before, and the next thing I know, we're almost at 2,000. So while you're
yes,
watching after, we want you to be here to be a part so we can get your info. Well, all of us are in real time. Thank you,
yes,
Doc. Go ahead. Yes.
yes, yes. It's okay. So grab your phone, share the show wherever you are. But what's on my mind, something that is kind of personal to me, but I will share it with you. A lot of
Mhm.
people have been asking, Dr. Richardson, we see that you're part of the Citizens Movement for Change Party.
Mhm.
I want to, acknowledge, yes, that I am, and I want to tell you the reasons why today. First of all, we know that politics is very dynamic, especially in in this world. Actually, I was going to say,
Anywhere.
especially here.
Anywhere for that matter. Yeah, go ahead. Yes.
So you want to be able, and I'm asking you as people who are listening to us and people who will share our show or people who you would tell the story to, that I'm asking you to think about your value, what you want for Liberia, as you now go ahead and interact or engage with political parties. If when I looked at the citizen movement for change manifesto constitution, I spoke to a lot of people. It fits with my value. Okay, it fits with my value because it's unlike any other political party. They're starting very very early. Usually, political parties come closer to election, and they come to campaign. I like that. I like that I can start impacting and affecting the lives of Liberians. Now I don't have to wait to say, "Oh, I'm running campaign to do that." So that was one of the things that attracted me to this party. Number two, um, I see that they had different uh, chairs for things like good governance, healthcare, education. And I like that as opposed to just having political positions, there will be someone who's making a report about the state of education in our country. And Lord knows we need a lot of help in that area. And they will start now. All right. Every 4 or 3 months, tell us what's the trending issue in education in Liberia. What do we need to be concerned about? How can we help? How can we facilitate the process of bringing change to people in Liberia? Um, so I like that. And again, I appreciate being able to move in a very dynamic way. I like the fact that we starting this party is starting early, and there's so many other things that I enjoy and like about this party, but I just wanted to bring that up because a lot of people are concerned, are you a member of this party now, and why and what have you. So I hope that I give you some brief reasons why, because we have a lot of other things to discuss, and I don't want to just make it about me. It's just the idea of inclusiveness. I should tell you, it's one of the very few party that is heavily dependent on women to make decisions. And I know it's not about being a female, but it's what is it about is it's about having women who can see the issue, can embrace the issue, and also talk about the issue. um, there's different women are at different levels of sexism. Let me just also tell you, I've said this on the show before, but many of the women who are involved in the decision making process, they have not quite internalized sexism as some other women who are in the world. So that's all I'm gonna say for now. I'll be glad to talk about this matter more, but I just been getting this barrage of questions on, what about this, what about that, and so I just wanted you guys to know. All right. Um, Having said that, we want to start, you see, by just talking about this grant issue in Liberia. What's your thoughts about it? What this they let me just also so the World Bank wanted to support smallholder farmers in Liberia. Smallholder farmers, keep that word in your mind, okay? And so they've done this before. They've been giving us money for different things to help us. And so they gave money to Liberia both in grant and loan. And in recent months, we have been seeing that a lot of people took advantage of the smallholder farmers grant and loan. And people we didn't expect, especially people who it didn't appear to us that they had small farms, number one. Number two, it didn't appear to us that they were financially in need of support of the money that they received. So I wanted to know, Cindy, what are your thoughts about this?
discouraging, but not surprised. Here's why.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember a few months back, you and I were going back and forth after you and I went back to Sierra Leone and came back and, went and highway to your farm on the highway when we were going to Nimba and we discussed. And then when we went to Nimba, discussed about how to get into the farming business. You were already in the farming business with your family. You had the Makinto farm, which is the different kind of palm farm.
All right.
You were doing cassava farm and thing. And then we found out that there a smallholder grants. And we decided we will go online and see how we could acquire that. We found out as both educator women and educators, the complexity of the application system. Okay. So my take is it was not for the small farm holder because majority of the small farm holder in Liberia, they're not, I say majority, they're not as advanced. Number one, to access the application is complex. Two, you must print out this, print out that, and you must carry there with you to be filled in. Okay. It is not user friendly. Now, I don't believe our people have that information. They will not still be scratching farm with their hands and looking for people to buy their colitis. All right. No, I will call some of the name. I don't anticipate somebody like Amara Kone to get $200,000 of the fund because those are the people who have, that's what we call inside information, right? That they call their friends, they call their family, they set up the hack or fake account fast because the money is there. They will call their family. Okay. That's some of the corruption that we're talking about. So it bothers me that it's like and everything I say, folks, I have to say in mano. It's like we have this thing where they say piano, piano like okay, ba klesi akan gogoyi, ba desi akan gogoyi, ba resi akan give. It's like it's like a locust or a parasite that will take the leaf, will take everything that is associated with it and take it and will leave none. That's how I see Liberian leader and how selfish we are as a nation. Some of these people were being paid 20,000, 30,000. They get housekeeper, babysitter. They got drivers. They get free cars. They get free minutes. They get free gas. They get 3,000 plus for their generator. But then they go right back. How much more? It's bothersome that. So my opinion on that is just a shame. So we have a responsibility that to educate our people to decide what they want to do because nobody coming to save them. They must stand up. Today, if you look in Washington for the whole week, Americans are out there in the cold and in the rain. When you look in Serbia, the people are out with their children. Yesterday I spoke with this girl who was just I've been writing on Facebook, and she says, yeah, we can't talk, ma. Thank you for calling me. Those who are connected to the government and their family, they give them money. The moment you talk, they threaten you. They come in your inbox to threaten you because they are eating. They don't care we are eating. But I'm going to stop you there. That's how I feel about this.
Yes, yes. And thank you for saying what you said and your beautiful narration of what is happening in our country. And we'll talk about this and then we'll go next to, I feel like whether I skip or something, the passport issue
The
that
passport issue, yes.
I'm sorry that I did that. But yes, so we, as you seen reference, it wasn't just Amar Khan. It was many others who were in charge. They were leaders of our
Mm-hmm.
country, and
Mm-hmm.
we expected
Mm-hmm.
them to say, "Okay, we got this grant." We ourselves, they themselves, they're comfortable because you Liberian people, you're paying them good sum, good amount of
Mm-hmm.
money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but to say, let me take this money back to the people who need it the most, like the people in the rural part. I'm talking about rural part of our country. And to show leadership was by saying, I'm going to send a team to those people and I will sit them down, let them be able to complete the application, because I know this is what the developed world is calling for, because this application came from the World Bank. I will make sure that this village, the former village, I'm just using an example, will people in that village who may not be accustomed to reading and writing, they will sit down and will help them and will fill this application in their name and submit it because they got all the tools. But they didn't do that. They kept the money right within their circles. Okay. The circle of representative, executive branch, friends of them, and that's what we see on the list. So it is very upsetting. And then now they're blaming, oh, it was during the Unity Party time that this grant came about. Or now then the Unity Party people say no, that is CDC people that this grant was fully effective. We don't care whether it's Unity Party or CDC Party. We don't care. Okay, we just want a better Liberia. We want people. We want our leaders to think about Liberians. We want them to think about the rural Liberians. That's what we want to do. We tired of y'all going back and forth, back and forth. Y'all do something about it. Okay? You cannot be boasting around and saying you're making this much money. We know how much you guys make. You cannot be boasting around and saying that you making Liberia farmer better, or you got the largest farm or the best farm. And then you are boasting based on the loan that you are getting. That's what you're basing your boast on. It's just bad. It is completely bad. It is sorrowful. But again, as Yesenia said, we need to stand up. We need to do something. I'm glad an audit of this program is being called. I hope that after the audit, it won't be like any other investigation where they just take the paper to put on the side and wait for another government to come in. Let them do something about this audit. Make sure that people are using the money for its intended purpose. That's what I wanted to say. So yes, Cindy, I think we're on the same page with that loan. So let's go over to this passport issue.
Okay. The visa restriction.
Yes.
I know there's a story going around that it's because of the sell-on visa. I know right now America is in a very tumultuous stage. But as I learned, I think I'm supposed to be going up there. I'm not even sure if I'm going to go because the drama is too much. It is not just passport. Remember, McGill was sanctioned for corruption, taking money out of the reserve and their whole group. Okay. Also remember, we took documentation 2018, 2019 to the Speaker office that is well documented. And those documentation were also followed up by the U.S. State Department, all right, about some of the reforms that needed to happen in respect to Liberia. So there are a lot of people, there will be a sanction coming in the next 90 days. They're still investigating just to confirm, all right. So with a visa, let me say to Liberian people, this is not, and it's not an excuse. The first time that passport has been sold, okay, 2012, when I think Gateway McIntosh, Toga Gateway McIntosh was the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Liberian was selling passport, okay, for between $150,000 to $200,000 in the name of honorary passport. So our passport, our diplomatic passports have been out there. In fact, there was a strong whole documentary made on it. All of us know about this. And this was under the UP-led government. Okay. Then under the WIA-led government, that one, the door opened wide. So there is a security risk to that. All right, as the war stands. So I believe at this point, not just for the visa, the big people in Liberia who are in charge, I think all of them should have restriction. I think all the diplomatic passport in Liberia should have restriction. So, but they have not come to it. Right now, it's just we're still in the yellow until they can consult and get everything. Remember, this is the Republican government. Remember Chairman Smith?
Yes.
Chairman Smith?
Chris
Most
Smith.
of this information is on Chairman Smith's desk. Remember, he had made a couple of appearances in Liberia on Liberia radio show,
Mm-hmm.
even about the church, about abortion, the European coming to get Liberian people, Liberian leadership to sign up on document so they can start our birth rate and all of that. He has gone out and warned us. And so if I think you just said that in so many words. You said when you come here, they say UP people say that CDC. CDC people say it's UP. We are the Liberian people who are saying it's all of you because nothing has changed. The Liberian people left UP and said they didn't want them because of the way the last 12 years they led.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You did not lead. You came, people there, but they were being found everywhere. People were being harassed. Okay. Money were being divided. The rights were that Japan gave us every year. Your name was put on it and was selling it broad daylight while our people were suffering. Okay. Now, UP comes back thinking that it was going to be rescue, recovery, okay, rescue, relief, recovery, and reform. We don't see any. We see everybody on payroll. So that's my thought on that. That is
Yes.
my thought on that.
Yes. And again, we just want to remind you, Liberians and our people who are listening to us, we tire every day this person passing the blame onto another person. So I'm just tired of hearing it, but we have to do something about it, okay? We have to find other options, other ways to move our country forward, to transform our country. So going back to this whole passport situation, this is a proposal of the United States current government. And in his proposal, there are 43 countries that will be affected by his proposal. He put the whole visa issuing business into three categories. He put on the red list, which means that your country will be completely banned. If this proposal goes through, the red list means your country will be completely banned. He has interest in countries like Afghanistan, North Korea, Syria. He wants to ban those countries. People in those countries, if you apply, you won't be able to come to the United States straight from those countries. I mean, you won't be able to, if you're a person that from Afghanistan, you'll not be able to come from this country. You want to ban you. Then you got an orange list. Those are people who you can apply, but they will scrutinize you even more than the ways that they scrutinized you before. They scrutinize a lot of African coming to this country, a lot of African countries, because Sierra Leone is on the orange list. Okay, they will ask for more and scrutinize you more. They want, now when you apply for a visa, you got to show you got relatives, you got to show sponsorship, you got to show, maybe you got a job or something or a conference. They will want to know more and ask for more papers, scrutinize you more. And again, who knows whether you're going to get it or not. Then, of course, Liberia is on the orange list. You hear me? Liberia is on the orange list. You see me? You wanted to come in? You want to say something? Oh, okay. So on the orange list, it says that he's giving us 60 days. If this proposal goes through, he's gonna give Liberia 60 days to respond to some issues. As Cindy said, one is the whole issue with security of the United States. That's one. Two is the issue of they had asked our government to give them information about who's traveling from Liberia to their country. If you're Liberian, you're traveling to your country, you expected to have some privacy of your information. But this time they say they want to know everything about you, and Liberian government should be able to answer yes or no, we'll give it to you. We don't know what the status of that. But the security issue, this is where our passport, selling of our diplomatic passport comes into play. Everybody in the world probably got some Liberia diplomatic passport, Liberia passport. I'm not exaggerating a little bit, but that is the fact. Even our own regular passport in my line of work, not my business to talk here, and when it comes to me, but I've seen people who don't even know any place or can't tie anything to Liberia, but they got a Liberian passport. They say that during the war they got it. No matter how I wonder about it, but it happened. And now the diplomatic passport we talk about, and you see me struck a point here. She's talked about how this our passport was up for sale. So if you giving away our regular passport, and if you selling our diplomatic passport, you are putting our country and those other country at risk. That's what the United States is telling us. Because when we sell our passport, these people are traveling underneath the umbrella of Liberia. They are saying that they are Liberian traveling because only Liberians supposed to have our diplomatic passport. And who knows? These people, America say maybe they could be terrorists, maybe they could be drug dealer, maybe they'll be running. Then I case somebody they running away with some criminality behavior. Okay, so if you are involved in these three things, the United States want to know. They want to know. And so we when you carry our Liberian passport, you identify as Liberians. You are carrying our name. And so you want to be able to be proud of the country that you come from. Be proud of being a Liberian citizen. But when our passport is into everybody's hands, whether you're Liberian or you're not Liberian, they sell it to you because they want to make money. They're trying to get quick dollars on the back of the citizen, because now you're not paying them. You're paying them, you're giving them hospital, you're giving them drawer, sometimes you're giving them car, you're doing everything. So that's why what we have to be careful. We have to look forward to if this proposal goes through. On the flip side of this, a lot of people are saying maybe this would be good if Liberians, if in 60 days when they review all of this, if we don't meet, who knows whether we'll meet the requirement of the United States or not. If we don't meet it, you are saying maybe it'd be good for Liberians to stay home. Our relationship with America is really interesting. We always want to come to America, always want to be in America. I mean, yes, is one of the best places you can get education, you can live, and of course, there's a time where I'm not going to go that far, but anyway, some people are saying maybe this is the time that we'll begin to love our country. Maybe if we stay home, we'll develop our country more. And actually, we've seen this strategy before. During the Doe era, when Doe changed the American dollar strictly, he was using the Doe dollars. We saw people building. People decided that they were not going to take the money out of the country. They were going to stay there and build, use development in the country. So maybe this is a time that will give us to love our country, develop our country, and stop selling our diplomatic passport. Maybe it will make us reflect and think. Maybe we'll begin to hold our leaders accountable. So this, you see, that's my thought.
Here's another thing though, Doc.
Mm-hmm.
Majority of the passport stuff we're talking, most Liberians don't have passport. Most people don't even understand unless you get an opportunity to leave. Okay.
Wow.
It's not a mainstream issue, especially in a nation where majority of the people,
Mm-hmm.
3.6 million of the people are looking for food to eat. It takes them 4 to 6 hours out of the day to find food to eat. Now,
Mm-hmm.
um, so that's a problem. But we who have the information, we have a responsibility to our people to protect them until they know what is going on to be able to stand up. Okay. So and that goes back, and I think our people will be mostly informed, want to be informed about the money sent to them, which is the grant to help them. All right. But I think our next topic was what's going on in the House of Representatives, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So the Ghana speaker came to Liberia along with a team
Mm-hmm.
who spoke to us, the Liberian people, and told the Liberian government democracy does not work without the rule of law. He said the rule of law is the fundamental, defining the roots of democracy. You must agree. You must have an agreement. Okay. Now I see that Richard Kuhn and his groupies are parking out to go to Ivory Coast to go to speak to other people. And I also see that they say Richard Kuhn and his people are suspending our lawmaker. He does not have that power. He did not elect them. Okay? They are leaders among peers, but those people were elected to represent us. You cannot take them on the table. You can't. And this is why people need to stand up. We need to speak up. I will be writing this week to the US Congress. Yes, we got a lot of drama going on, but I can tell you one thing. The drama is not new to America. America is built strong enough to absorb all these shocks because the people will stand up. We're standing up. Wait for us in another month and see if heaven does not open, if Donald Trump does not reset. So in the meantime, I will be writing from my organization, which is recognized. That I'm sure you need to also to our foreign affairs, to Marco Rubio, to let them know what you people are doing in Liberia, especially Richard Kuhn. Richard Kuhn came here before to go to school. He got children here. He cannot continue to jeopardize our nation, the life and livelihood of our people, while his children are here found, while he is found, and making what? Millions of dollars in a very poor country. And I personally am writing the U.S. State Department, the USAID, I'm writing them. Liberia does not need the money. Yes, you heard me correctly. Liberia does not need the money unless it can be accounted for, that is used for the purpose in which it's sent to our poor people. But if it's sent for them to divide among themselves, set up all of these fake accounts to share among themselves, you don't need it. I personally will write. I will do that. So I want to start here at that. So those are the things that we need to look at. Richard Kuhn, you're jeopardizing the nation. I'm not sure where you were during the war, but I walked almost all the way to Sierra Leone and back to my Point. I went days without food. My uncle was castrated. My grandparents were murdered. My friends were murdered. You are putting us in the same place. You want to change Liberia? Propose to change the constitution that have never worked. Propose to change the tenure of the legislature to a reasonable that hold you people accountable. That's what you need to. Propose to put money in the budget to build schools around the country. It empowers people. It empowers the nation. Even, you see, before South Korea, initially South Korea, they didn't find that South Korea had anything. So South Korea decided they would educate the people. Most of them were specialized. So they built a oil refinery. So most of the oil around the world before Saudi Arabia or Nigeria started refining, or Saudi Arabia started refining, all the oil used to go to South Korea to be refined. So that this what they're doing in Liberia, they're not serving the people. And they have their Koala brigades. They have this one boy who is on Facebook. He called it said UP General. I actually posted about him today. He's celebrating his birthday today. I did not know he's fighting on Facebook, cussing everybody, coming at everybody because he work at finance. Here he is. Here is the face. This guy right here. That's his name. Okay.
We can't see that with the.
Okay. I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna go ahead and post it. Okay.
Yeah.
He is on Facebook. They're paying people. They're not doing the work for the Liberian people. Instead, they're paying people to intimidate people, to bully people. We want Bwaka. We want to see the 42 years experience. Okay. We want to see a reflection of that. We want to see it transforming people's lives. That's how I see it. That.
Yes. So as you can see, we have given you the theme. The theme right now that Liberia we are electing Liberians who are not working in the best interest of us. Okay. You can see the passport issue. They are selling the passport so they can make money, even though we're paying them. We're paying them more money. As you can see, the House of Representatives issued a small farmer holder loan that they were supposed to be getting from the World Bank. Some of them, they are in the know when the money coming. Then when the
Mhm.
money comes, they go and fill up the application form, and then they
Mhm.
get the money and they keep it among themselves. This is what people who are privileged do. You know, if
Mhm.
you're in a
The
system,
privilege to the information, yes. That
yes,
inside of, yes. Mhm.
yes. If you've been in a system, you know, and sometimes, you know, it's a blessing that we have been exposed, you know, in this part of the world, so we know how privileged people behave.
Mhm.
Okay, we
Mhm.
know, you know, when people are fragile, what to do. We
Mhm.
know the
Mhm.
effects of being greedy and
Yep.
corrupt. Okay, this was, you know, effects of slavery. People were greedy and corrupt, you know, and they carried that system on forever, and that system have had some residual effects, including if affecting our country, Liberia.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
so um you know, the House of Representatives, the only thing I would add to that, you know, yes, as you see, they said, and the parliamentarian from Ghana, you know, he says you got to follow the rules. You can't just jump on one day and say, I like the speaker, so
Yep.
I will do my own speaker. That's exactly what happened.
Mhm.
Of, of
Mhm.
people got up one day, despite the fact that the speaker may not have been working or he did not work in the best interest of Liberian people. There's still rule and order. You elected him in the first place.
Yes.
Yeah, so you have to find the same rule and
Yep.
order that you used to elect him. You go back and find the same rule and order that you would use to remove him. That's all we're
Right.
asking for of you. And when you do that, that will maintain the consistency in our country. And I don't care. You can go and talk to Nigeria, you can talk to Ghana, you can talk to everywhere. You will see that the people practice. I mean, you should be ashamed because you go to countries where the people respecting their own country, they practice their own rule or and order,
Right.
law and order. I'm sorry, law and order in their own country, but in our own country, we at
Mhm.
a standstill right now, at a
Mhm.
hostage. So
Mhm.
yes, that's all. You know, that's what I have to add, Cindy.
And he's going there to tell them, well,
Mhm.
support me so I can break the rule in my country. I mean, does this man understand how many Nigerians die in Liberia the day that Echo More landed? Does he understand how many Ghanaians die at the airport to save Liberia? Does he understand the back of Mama Point, the Echo More that were deployed over there, that was scared, sleeping in the cold? Do you understand? Even Mana Bio was a peacekeeper in Liberia. We don't want to go there because the people that suffer was us, the children, the women, and you're taking advantage of that. But that, let me play that. Let me play that. Let me show this guy really
Mhm.
quickly and play
Mhm.
that video from the speaker quickly. Let me just bring that on. I think I had it open. Let me bring that on. This is the guy right here. That's the guy behind the UP. He wants to be popular. I'm going to make him popular. Here he is. He work at the finance. This dude work at finance. Okay. That's how he called himself UP General. That is his name. He work at finance. He's celebrating his birthday today. So he's on salary. This guy was on Facebook everywhere talking about how badly we are doing. Okay. Now you don't say anything. I don't know how he works. I don't know. He's just on salary on the name, but he lives on Facebook harassing people, bullying people. He lives on Facebook. If you go under his post, he posts at least 20 times a day or more. Every post is under it. So how is he working? Who is he working for? What kind of job is he doing? Do you know that President Mahama, John Mahama of Ghana, set a goal and told all of the ministers by January 2026, if you do not make your KPI, you will not have a job. That is a man on a mission for change. They
Yes,
can't hear you, Doc.
yes, and that's what we expected when the UP government was elected. Because I would say, you know, one thing I'm proud to say, you see, I made a decision to remain neutral because
Exactly.
we had a lot of
Reservation. Yes.
reservations, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and we couldn't see ourselves putting the Liberian people in this predicament,
Mm-hmm.
okay. um so we were vocal. We're not a neutral kind of people that were not vocal. We could remain vocal, and we still
Right.
okay. And so, this is the story of Liberia. A small group of people come in and feel like they can overpower
Yes.
the majority of the people, because and that's been going on. We got to put a stop to it. That's why we come here and we talk every single day to let you know what's going on in our country, so you can increase your awareness. You should
Hmm.
know how to exercise your voice and your right to participate in electoral processes, because these people, they get elected for years. What is the Senate is 9 years now, right?
Yeah, 9 years.
Okay.
So that there's no urgency of now for them to perform.
Yes.
They can steal, they can abuse because our cycle, especially the trauma that we suffer, is
Mhm.
too short. The last year they can come with bag of rice with t-shirt or
Mhm.
give $100 each, whereas you and your children have been hungry for 5, 8 years, and
Mhm.
then you turn around and go vote for them. That's
Exactly.
why we are coming on the air to
Mhm.
make sure our people understand where they are stealing is for they and their children. Don't you want to be clapping for your daughters too, like they be clapping for Nyomli Kanga because she can speak English, she can read? Don't
Mhm.
you want to be clapping for your own girls too because they're able to leave and come back home without somebody coming to get you back or right to sleep with your girls too? That's why we speak.
Yes, and that's what we want. And
Exactly.
and lastly, we'll engage in, of course, we talk about the House of Representatives saga, and how Richard Kuhn is embarking on visiting Nigeria. That's what we talked about, and leaving our country. In yes, there we go. The Speaker of the Kanye
Yeah,
Parliament.
let's hear him. Let's hear him speak.
Yes.
Yep.
Mhm.
Like when
That
people hear
will
this thing.
govern this way, and that must be obeyed by all of us. So the movement is about the rule of law. And I'm here at the end of the day, when I made a statement that democracy is about agreeing to disagree, it means democracy is about the rule of law.
Did you hear that?
Because that's what we have agreed, that we will be governed this way. And that must be obeyed by all of us. So the movement is about the rule of law.
Democracy is about the rule of law. I'm sure you all heard that. Okay. So, Richard Kuhn, you are not within the confines of the law. You have hijacked our system. Okay. We do not support Fanani Kofa, but we support the law that rules or govern our country.
Yes.
That is the very foundation that our nation was built on.
Yes.
We have to start with if it was wrong yesterday, it's wrong today. I don't
Absolutely.
particularly care what he did yesterday, but you're supposed to be the change. And while we are here and we are informed and we have the platform to educate our people, we are going to add our voice. Democracy, for democracy to flourish, it must be about the rule of law. You must respect the law. How do you disobey the law that brought you to power? How
Yes.
do you disobey the law that you sworn honor? But
Mm-hmm.
that's where we're going to stop the election. Don't forget that. We got
Yes.
about 10 more minutes and then we
Sure.
can talk
Sure.
election.
Sure. Yes. Democracy is about the rule of law, and you're right. And we're going to move on. Yes. I just also wanted to add, when you start chipping away at the rule of law, people are telling, oh, the man, just, you forget it. Let the country go on for the sake of peace. You see
No,
what's happening? Let Coon be speaker. Let Federico, let him resign, or let him take, you see what happening? Do you see exactly what happened when we were when Coon decided that he was going to just hijack the rule of law? Yeah, you see what happened to the budget?
yep,
Okay, you see the Capitol building got burned.
yep,
You see our president decided that he will not even be a leader
yep,
and and step into resolving this problem. He actually took sides, because I
yep.
remember seeing a video. I was so hurt by that video. You see, I never, even if I didn't like you, Did you see that video when on the Capitol building when Nancy Kufa wanted to say hi to him, he kind of snubbed
Yeah,
him?
he's snobbing. He's
Yes,
snobbing. Yes, he's sure he's snobbing. Yeah,
yes. You
he's
see,
snobbing.
so you see what happened, and now this has gone. ECOWAS came, we snubbed them. Yeah, see, now this has gone to ECOWAS where he decided that he was going to send his own delegate, and ECOWAS is telling him, no, you cannot do
No,
that.
you can't. You
You can't
can't.
do
They have their own rule. But that's not to call you off though. This is UP. They don't follow rules. They make contract, they put a signature on it. Now with the intention to obey it, so long it does not benefit them. They don't keep their words. To remember the CPP, they came into a contract, they signed everything. How
that.
did they go to court? And you are asking
Hmm.
investor to come to Liberia.
Yes.
Okay, the investor know your history.
Hmm.
Legal document, legal agreement does not apply to you when it does not benefit you. So ain't nobody, okay, nobody's going to put their money in that kind of high rich society. Those who will come to Liberia will come to gouge, meaning steal. They will come because it's a high risk that they can get stuff up front for banjo. That way you always get because you don't follow laws. You
Hmm.
don't obey contracts.
Yeah.
Contract does not apply to you. You will go into an arrangement and then you change your mind and say, it does not benefit me. So
Yes.
that's why we are where we are, Doc.
Thank you. So we're going to transition into our last conversation. You will see how the idea that democracy is about the rule of law play out. Okay, we're
Mhm.
here to educate you. We're here
Yes.
to tell you that we have an important by-election coming up in Nimba. And we're here to not tell you who to vote for, but we're here to just give you ideas as to how rich Nimba is in votes. In fact, Nimba is the third uh, biggest country that has a lot of vote. Second, I'm sorry, Bonkan.
It's the second, yes, second population. It's the third largest in land space,
Yes,
but
yes.
the second in
In
population
votes.
in votes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Thank you for correcting that. The
Yes.
first one is Montserrado, the second
Yes.
one is Nimba, and the
Mm-hmm.
third one is Bon County. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so we have like different people running. You want to have our own election, plenty of people can run. All right, but we want to educate you so be informed. Read your newspaper, listen to the radio, talk to people. You have a voice, okay? And the voice, I tell you, the senator business we're telling you about that 9 year business we're talking about. So that's why it is so serious part talking out to me. Because if you elect somebody, that person for 9 years. All right. So you see me? There's all these players in the game. I mean I will talk about some of them if today's the election is gonna the campaign season is going to start March 31st and it goes until April 19th. So very soon you'll see people coming to talk to you. They're
Why
going to,
would you give somebody 19 days to run campaign? That's ludicrous.
yeah, but
Yeah,
that is,
that's crazy.
that
That's not fair.
all over the place, all over the place.
So Doc, I'm gonna start.
Go
Let me
ahead.
first start with y'all out there.
Hmm.
Some of you who are ignorant of the process of democracy.
Hmm.
Some of you who are tribalistic and short-sighted. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you live in Nimba. I don't care if you mind in Parkan for Nimba. I don't care if you're the one who built Nimba. Here what I care about. I care about the nation. Because what impact Liberia impacts all of us. What we all need to understand is Nimba is not an island. Nimba is not I know we can joke and say the independent state of Nimba. Nimba is not an independent state. Okay. One senator from Nima County cannot make decision to impact just Nima County. Whatever decision that they make as senator, all 30 of them, it
Hmm.
impacts all of us. It does not matter where you were born. So anything that happens in of the country when it comes to lawmaker or lawmaking, everyone has a stake. The children are going to school in Babalu and their parents have a stake. The children that live in Grand Jide, Kanwleke, they all have a stake, all 15 county. So everyone have a stake in there. So you are not isolated because when they get to, you see what's happening right now with Kun that we talk about? Kun has taken the initiative to fire our people that we voted for. Yes, I voted. My vote and Dr. Richardson's vote were one of the most expensive votes we've ever cast. I don't care to vote in America. Okay. In fact, if I didn't have a ride, buses would come around and pick me up. The fastest fire I go to vote is less than 5 miles away from me, either down the street or at the school. And the longest I ever stay in line, because I do early voting, is maybe 10, 15 minutes. But I bought a plane ticket 3 times. First, the day we're going to register, the registration day changed. We end up coming to Liberia, taking off work, and then the registration day changed. Right, that we came back.
Yes.
Bought another ticket and came back to register. We came back to vote. It cost us more than $10,000 or more to cast our vote.
Yes.
Now, let me say to you, Facebook haters and tribalists and short-sighted folks who do not understand processes. All right. Yes, somebody will say, yeah, you're angry. Heck, I am angry. I am angry the way our people are being treated. I am angry the way they keep our people in the darkness to be able to use they and their children. I am angry because I've driven in Liberia where women are walking with their children in the middle of the mud with slipper on top of their head. The baby, they don't even have umbrella. They don't even have shoes on their feet for a so rich nation. Okay, but you're talking about this person now. Doug, let me say this. Most of you don't know where people were born. You don't know Dr. Richardson roots. You don't know her family roots. You don't know where they come from. You don't know her connection to Nimakante. Okay? Yes. You don't know why she put so much into Nimakante. Before you talk, you need to ask questions. Your talk for free. Your talk to be known. You want to get to where people are without earning it. That I mean, they want talking. Let them come for me. Just let me talk, please, a little bit. Okay. Yeah. You talk without investigating. Yes, I spent 42 years advocating. It is registered, it is known. No matter how you come with it, no matter how much popularity you get, we are not equal when it comes to having a voice. The same with Dr. Richardson. This woman has a signature that when she posts on stuff, people give credence and give people status. Women who are struggling, people who have encountered abuse, torture, and other things. Maybe you don't know that. So you all get on Facebook, you're disrespectful to people for no reason. We have a responsibility to educate one another. Ask questions first. Don't assume anything. Okay, now let me come this way. Now we say to the people in Nimakante, that may ask me, let me speak some man.
Yes, please, Mano, please.
Me and that Nimakante. Ko main radio la bele no tete hu we kale ko main radio la law no so ni do ka ko we kale mi la onu la o tete onu pia mi re no be do o se de ka kle ko ga na gege de wu wa ge de ba arai wa be do ko ga de pa ke Prince Johnson Blair ya in fact that Blair because I got a Prince Johnson Blair they go and blisi other players zoi me na ka zo wa ni makante ka yido unne ka zoka nne ka zoka I zo blisi ba da players zoi ba bliana o vo agero bo vo mi zie the symbolic I pomina me obe azira be wake me na ko go zo de ke ye ma ya sani na nweke ngo zo kai ma ya Johnny Vocal grandniece body yati granddaughter of grandlu mane nweke lenge kale me pe telo la yemo do garrison yelu yeah garrison yelu the popular say garrison yelu eke good governance la le ba ke law like ba sipia wa jare mi google mi ne ka de bia mo yin ke be mi mo yi ne ba do campaign wrong ke mi ne o gba pa so mi ne power ki akle de die ble ya de mi don fe ble ya I power no ane ke okay reba no ade no ke wula kala mi pete ovuola okay ka ide do ka won no ke ido ko isia ido won ke gbe pe ko isi papa oke ba pa ko la ba me ma ke ise sikere ida kepe me zare ba kai apete le to wona fu dere no mai gbiri won ma ye do ke ma we ma okay mi kara do de kara gene de ka mama won pete mi de we de eh zide won pete da nkwa na de ka mo mi pete ye ka nye ka mo ka o mo ino ke o ro mo ke gbe zo da ke mi na ro nu we ka ni ma do wa ge mo ka e wa ma mo ka e wa me mo ka e wa gbra mo ka e wa egbon we ka de wa kun mo ka de ni ma mo ka le mi zo mo ka le na sre ka mo ka that what we say that let me say in short in I say to them God does not respect women. Women carry him, gave him birth. He believed women do not belong in the position of power. He said, when you say Kayo, women go. But when women come also and say Kayo, because the society is in reverse, the men go to their places. When the men say Kayo, the women go inside, but all women don't go inside. The Zoes, the white, girl white, they don't go inside, not all women. So there are categories, just as when the women's Zoe comes out. Thank you, Darius. Okay, they come out and say, Kayo, the men flee. Only the men who are also Zoe that can go between doors can stay. So it's vice versa. He does not understand the culture and tradition. He is blinded by his ego, okay, and sexism and tribalism. That's what he's blinded by because he don't understand the culture. The first time when I spoke and say he did not, I was the first to speak against him when he jumped over Prince Johnson's body in the public. The people keep on us. You don't live here, you don't understand. I come from the land of Zoe. The blood of Zoe runs in Ziklidenka. It runs in my vein. I know the culture. Okay, that's not the process. That it's a crossover process and it's designated. Okay, it's done respectfully with some of the highest among the highest behind closed door. It's a beautiful ceremony that is done where you see culture display of respect. And you see, sometimes you see a young person who you will not even think it is, but that young person, they respect because of the position and they can spark that person and say it. That's what I want to say to Nima Kante. This election is about Liberia. It's about the next generation. It's about the protection of your daughters. It's about the protection of the young people. It's about education. Mm? It's about bridging and building bridges and building a nation. In my opinion, that it is. Next week, we're going to reflect more on it on the air so we can hear from you, so we can try to get you involved. No, that I will be involved. I will choose a star. It's just not now. But the first thing I'm going to do is educate. Let them educate me. I want them to tell me about the two people that I've named. Okay. And when they do, then we'll take that from there and see where they are. And I will do my own investigation. For now, I know a lot about Garrison. I know a lot about Koga. So I
Yeah,
will start. Mhm.
I trust that. We kind of running out of time.
Okay.
But I just want people to know we'll be talking about this more until someone is elected. You just keep in mind that this person that you elect will be there for 9 years according to our constitution. So this is why we are beginning to educate you now. Now, know the responsibility of a senator. They have to make laws,
Yeah.
they have to draft laws, they
Yes.
can amend the bill that
Mm-hmm.
are there. They have, which means when you're doing that, you're not working in isolation. You gotta be able to get along with your colleagues. You gotta be able to be resourceful because you
Yes.
gotta be able to find the information somewhere. We're not talking about copy and paste type information. You gotta be able to
Yes.
ask people. You gotta be able to be in the trenches with the people to know what they want, be it Liberians or Liberians. Okay,
Right.
you have to be able to have an oversight over the budget. Oh, we see that all these past couple of years, that so say, oh, they just come and pass the budget, weep, they go.
In the middle of the night, just for they and their family.
Okay.
Yeah.
When they, and then when the budget is passed, they give the, they got a way of doing it. They have a way of doing it.
They
The
go in, they buy and get their share, then they come back and say they want readjust.
Exactly. Then
Make
it's the
that. Mhm.
budget shortfall. We don't
Yep.
want that kind of story. We're too rich as a country. Okay, Nima alone, the iron ore that they're taking out of Nima. Okay, that's
Yep.
something to be thinking about. All right.
Yep.
So that oversight, when they say you got oversight all the budget, it means that you're going to agree with everything that is sent in the budget package to you. What it means is that you're going to look at it, you're going to read it, you're going to make sure how it's working for Liberian people. Okay,
Right.
just for a certain group of people. So you, who the senator that you will be elected to go to that place there, that what we want you to be doing. Okay, you are going to be overseeing the people who they will
Yep.
get them money to do certain work. Okay, if you give it somebody county development fund, you gotta know in your county, like for example, where did that county development fund go? What did you
Mhm.
develop in the county? People have been in charge of county development fund for so long in my county.
Yep.
Okay, what they got to show for it? What they? Okay,
Yep.
that is the question you got to be asking yourself. Then they have to approve or reject everybody the president sent to them. These people
Yep.
who are overseeing these different agencies, these different counties. Part of being a senator, you gotta sit on there, you gotta learn about the president. Don't go approve everybody there. That
Yep.
what you electing, you're trying to elect somebody who will not just say yes, 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 and approve it and sign the budget and sign the paper to approve them. No, that's not what they would say. So I'm telling you these things. So when you're thinking about electing someone, you got to think about somebody first who have at least done something
Mhm.
for you in your county. Then we got to think about somebody who working in the interest of Liberia for
The
9
interest of
years.
Liberia. Yes. Mhm.
Interest of Liberia. I heard you see me say, and I will name the people that we know so far. And before we gotta go, that the
Mhm.
Harris Yelu say you are in charge of good governance.
Mhm.
Commission on
During our time. Mhm.
when we are time that when you were put there. What good governance have you seen? And I will also let you know that he is the lawyer to what I call the anti-rule of law group.
Yes. And,
So
and 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 that's okay. He's a lawyer. That's his job. He's representing, and that's good.
no,
He
that's
just
not the same for me.
yeah.
I
No,
won't
no,
say
that's yes. Mhm.
for me because yeah, no,
The
number one,
anti-rule of law, and you're correct. You're correct. Yes.
yes,
Mhm.
because
Yes.
he's
Mhm.
supporting. He is trying to tell me he's going to advocate for somebody who's going to break the law in Liberia.
Yeah.
You know that
Yes.
his job. You
Mhm.
know, and
Yep.
that is even. It's not. It's a hard thing to talk, and I know what he's saying because, for example, we have lawyers. Uh, I won't say lawyering. I would say the lawyering that the right word I use the lawyering for murderers.
Yeah. Learn from a murderer. Yes. Mhm.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. But this is different. This is we're talking about the rule of law. The
Right.
rule of law in our country. We're not
Mhm.
talking about you standing up because sometimes when somebody's accused of murder, you never know what. You never know whether misdemeanor or that murder or the first degree murder, second degree. You never know. That's what you need lawyer. But this is clear cut. There's no first degree rule of law broken. No second degree rule of law broken. There's
Yep.
rule of law broken. Period. Period. Rule of law
Mhm.
broken. Period. 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 Okay. So that's why when somebody tell me about him, it kind of bothers me a little bit. But and then of course, we have our own sister Edith Kongler in the race, and we will soon be terminating the show or joining the show. But you have to keep in mind, Edith was superintendent before, and I think she ran also before. And
That's
again, you have to think in mind, what has she done for Liberia? Those are the things for Nima Kante when she was there. Those are the questions slowly we'll be bringing these things up. There's tapes and all of these things will be bringing up. Of course, you have uh, Mike G. I like to call him. Okay, Mike G. This is new for him. He's young. He's not young. He looks young actually. He's in his late 40s. All right. Yes, he's in his late 40s. I had an opportunity to speak to him because I like to hear from the horse's mouth. I can find information from all the other people than because they being around. so you can go. But I couldn't really truly find information. But I learned he's a former inspector. That's what I
Yeah,
learned.
under
The we are government.
the real government. That's his first government job. Yes.
And when you're a former inspector, that means that you got to be going around the counties. You have to work for the mayors, the superintendents, the elders, the chiefs. So that's kind of your job. You're doing a lot of conflict resolutions. You are going to solve problems, meeting with Estella Mattel. That's what he did in Lima County, and I'll tell you more when we start talking about it.
We
So
need we need to get him over here.
yes, he's
Yes,
gonna.
so
I,
we can
I
hear
did
from
tell him
him.
that was one of my purpose for calling him was to ask him to come
Okay.
on second thought was to ask him questions. So you would get to know more. And we asked the other candidates. We are inviting them to also come as
Yeah,
well.
I will reach out to sis Edith so we can get a
Yes,
conversation with her
yes.
too.
So
Yes.
yes. So but I'm just telling you, you Liberian people, you just gotta be conscious as to who you're looking to elect. That's all. So we're gonna move to closing the show. We went over time, but we did good with our timing as well. We want to thank you for joining us. It's always wonderful and good to see many of you. We you added your comment here. We enjoy um, we really enjoy interacting with you. So, Yusini, we also want to tell you October 18th in Philadelphia, Yusini and I will be raising funds and honoring women, okay, who've played a major, major role in the lives of many. I won't just say Liberians. It could be, they play just many people around the world. They play a major role in their lives or impactful in their lives. So October 18th in Philadelphia, we'll be having a fundraising program as well as honoring the legacy of the strength of women. We're going to be having a war event. And so when you donate, we're going to invite you. It's $100 that you're going to pay to come to this program. You're going to get a best of food, Liberian food, African food. Basically, we ask if you can wear your African attire, that's fine, but however you want to come, but it's just,
Come deck up in your best African
yeah,
ever.
yeah.
Yes. Because
It's
we
going to
will
be
be representing.
yes, and I just love it. I love to see when I see African women all dressed up and American women all dressed up. I love to
Yes.
see it. So this money will go towards empowering women. Sharing, being a role model to women, sharing with them. You see, I have done so many that we can't even count. Like we send masks for people, women to eat, train women on. Just taking care of themselves during Ebola time. Uh,
Hmm.
the meaning of family, and a lot of them are
Yes.
telling us about men having a relationship with them and them just having them take care of these kids. So this is when we talk about women empowerment. Those are the things we're talking about. Health care, education, educating them about sexual and gender-based violence. We want to have job training for men and
Hmm.
women in the country. Like you do a lot of time. This recent time where there we got a lot of opportunity to listen to women, and they're telling us about the market, buying the market from Guinea and
Hmm.
versus Nigeria, and selling. We went to the market
Yep.
in second pay, right? We went to the marketplace in second pay. It was just an
We did. We did. We
interesting
did.
job.
We
And so
went to the marketplace in Wiper too.
yes, yes. So it was
Yeah.
interesting to see. From out of there, we know we've been supporting for a long time, and
Hmm.
we know that we have some really awesome friends who have always supported us, but we just
Supported us. Yes.
thank you, and also to give you an opportunity for you to continue to support us. So that's what the program is about in October. You see the flyer on my page. You see it being shared by others, and we just want to thank you so much for supporting us in this venture. Also, next week, you see, we are going to be airing live in
Back
Liberia.
on the air.
Yes, in
Yes.
Liberia.
I'm excited.
Yes.
Yes.
So our conversation will be also geared towards Liberians. It's going to be a great opportunity, Cindy.
Yes.
We'll be talking to Liberians. We realize that very few women are on the airwaves in Liberia. Again, we always say
Yes.
that we come from a different lens. There's going to be a woman in Liberia who's joining us, Nakita. I
Yeah.
believe her
Yes.
name.
Yes.
So Nikita is going to be joining. I don't know why this light is acting up here. She's going to be joining us. She's going to be, bringing us some trending news from Liberia. I'm really glad to have her as well. This is a collaboration between all of us. So, want to
Right.
thank you for joining us tonight, and we pray and hope that you have a wonderful week. You, Cindy, you want to add anything else?
Not really. I just want to say join us next week. Make a date with us, October 18. It's gonna be grand. We will honor some of that Doc just said. Get your dancing shoes on. The talking is not gonna be long. We're gonna hang out. And yes, we are not where you see on Facebook. Facebook is where we come to make our point. In person is where we negotiate, we manage relationship, and we hang out. So come, let's talk. What's on your mind? All
Mhm.
right. We're going to be talking to you. Don't tell us that, oh, you didn't tell me soon. We're giving you 5 months in advance. Every
Yes,
week we come here, we remind you, make a date with us. Come and join us. Let's have
yes,
a
it,
conversation. Let's change our
yes.
nation together. Yes.
And we'll be sending you a letter in the mail as well. Just check your email, your
Yes.
text messages, your WhatsApp, telling you ways in which how you can directly support us. If you want to start, supporting us and sending us payment early on, we appreciate that. So we'll be letting you know. Just want to tell you again, thank you for allowing us to be in your ears today and always, and I appreciate it. All right, Cindy.
Thank you so much. And yes, and follow us on because Facebook shows that only lasts for 30 days, but we are on YouTube. I'm going to make that longer because ST Africa Reimagine. Please like our page, subscribe so we can also generate money from there to be able to, take care of other things. Thank you. Good day. Bye, Da. Talk to
See you
you later.
later.
Gotta go finish
Yes.
my work.
Bye
Okay,
bye.
see you later. Yeah, bye.